Well, today we are following also how crews are managing the heat. Obviously, the job goes on, right? So we have our crews out there monitoring all the precautions they are taking to protect from heat-related illnesses.
Yeah, in fact, the Biden administration is also trying to implement something that could potentially help millions of workers who are out there in the heat. We're going to check in with Jaden Urban, who has been talking to folks out there in the heat who would be affected if this rule was passed. Jaden, what have you learned?
Yeah, so the rule is under a comment period for about 60 days. A spokesperson with Senator Catherine Cortez Masto's office says that they do believe that it will be finalized here in the coming months. But until then, workers will have to be out in this extreme heat, so they do have ways, though, that they can cool themselves off. While temperatures will increase from 90s to the 100s throughout the week, many workers will have to bear with the intense heat.
At first, I was not a fan of working in the heat. It did take me some time to get acclimated to it, but most of the guys that we work with have been doing this for quite some time, and we know what to expect. Henshaw says the best thing he and his guys can do is drink plenty of water. Most guys wear hats to help keep the sun off their ears and neck. Their supervisor checks in on them to make sure everyone is okay.
I try to make it out once a day and spend at least a couple hours with these guys. Make sure everybody's being safe, everybody's staying hydrated, and just staying out of the heat as much as we can.
Nevada's OSHA does not currently have heat illness regulations. However, they emphasize employers do have a responsibility to their employees. They said employers should be making sure they are providing training, adequate resources, and allow employees to acclimate to working in the heat. The city of Reno adopted policies a couple years ago to help keep workers safe.
Instituted policies which required employees not only to have potable water in the field, also electrolyte solutions, shade. We're working to make sure that work-rest cycles are adjusted as heat increases, as duration and intensity of work increases.
With this, workers are expected to remember their training on signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke to not only help themselves, but their coworkers as well. Henshaw says he and his crew constantly keep tabs on one another.
So definitely just taking small breaks, getting away, if you have to. We are a team out here. So we look out for each other, and if somebody looks like they're maybe struggling a little bit, we make sure that that person gets cold water, grabs 15-20 minutes of air conditioning.
With hotter temperatures expected in the forecast throughout the rest of the week, the workers say that they will make sure that they will be extra cautious on making sure to keep tabs on one another and that they're drinking plenty of water. Covering heat wave alive in South Reno, Jaden Urban, 2 News Nevada.